City. Now on the opposite side, we are going to be seeing...
5 seconds remaining.
On the opposite side, we are going to be seeing the Brewmaster is going to be banned out by Jakiro. Brewmaster and Jakiro are going to be banned out by the BBC side. And two very consistent heroes, just good in every single way, as in everyone knows what they've been banned out. But the really interesting ban from out of all their four, Viper, obviously everyone knows why he's banned. Axe. Now, Axe is one of those heroes which... he's either very, very good or kind of hits the 30-minute mark and stops doing anything. As we've seen games just get completely destroyed by an Axe. And the reason why that's been banned now is because the Broodmother. Axe is probably one of the best, if not the best counter to Broodmother. Just simply because you get that to Berserker's Call Off. And then the fact you've got all those spiders hitting you means that you get so many procs of the Helix Charge. I think that's what it's called. Either way, though, we are going to be seeing an interesting bit coming out from BBC, which is going to be the Bristleback. Obviously, Bristleback kind of fallen off in the last few patches. He's a very, very tanky, very, very good offlaner, but at the same time, he kind of has the issue of which, unless he's allowed to be sustained throughout the entire battle and just get those quill stacks up, he doesn't really do very much outside of individual ganks, and we are going to be seeing picked up right there, and that is going to leave the question of where Broodmother is going to go. Is this going to be a carry Broodmother coming out? Because generally we see Broodmother picked up in that third position, as she can basically get those webs down and just keep farming the enemy jungle while the supports are having to spend so much gold trying to shut you down. But with the Bristleback getting picked up, that tells me that, well, maybe they're going to be putting the Bristleback in the off lane and having the Broodmother as a solo, well, as a number one carry, or maybe even a mid. Although I would not be fond of a mid going up against Puck, because Puck does have the ability with that orb to actually get rid of those spiders pretty quickly. Now, talking about more interesting picks, we're also seeing the Omni Knight, as in Omni Knight has spent his time, more commonly be picked up by Sir Slacks. But the Omni Knight has become that kind of pub stompy type of hero. But over the years, or over the last few months, we're actually starting to see the Omni Knight picked up more and more in actual competitive games. He's got a huge amount of survivability in terms of just for his entire team and himself. And on the opposite side, we're going to see Invoker picked up by Wheat almost instantly. And Invoker is one of those heroes in which he isn't picked up that much anymore, but whenever he is picked up, it's always fun and exciting. Everyone loves a little bit of Carl. Either way, that means we are going to be going straight into this game, as it's going to be Vega versus BBC. Hopefully not going to take him too long, and right now, looking at these two lineups,
10 seconds remaining.
I think that overall, in terms of general team fight, I'm in favor of Vega, but only slightly. As in, they're two very, very different focuses on their way their team fights work, and the way that they are going to be trying to go around ganking individually. I think you've got kind of more of a three-man trying to go for small engagements kind of battle coming out from BBC, while on the Vega squad, they're going to be trying to snowball at control with some very, very early pickoffs, going into that team fight potential with the Puck plus Omni Knight. Now, if they don't get off into that snowballing position, then it might be a little difficult for Vega, but they can always still make that comeback through individual ganks. They've got a lot of heroes that are very good at individual ganking. About the Omni Knight's the only one really in their squad that doesn't do that. Now, sadly, we are waiting for one of the players from Vega to pick his hero and make his way back into the game. Hopefully that isn't going to take him too long. As if I have a quick look at how these two teams have managed to get to this point, because obviously this is still a loser's bracket, so this is only a best of one. Currently sat here right now in the round of 3. Whoever wins this goes on to face up London Conspiracy in the losers semi-finals. While the loser, they drop down and end the tournament in 7th, 8th place, I think. Obviously, Balkan Bears, they ended up actually starting this entire tournament in the losers bracket, because they ended up taking the spot of Lions. Lions ended up dropping out, and then Balkan Bears said we'll take their spot, but they had to take the same spot as Lions basically went to 0-3 in the group stage, dropping all the way down. On the other hand, though, they have basically been going on a rampage through this losers bracket, beating Cleve Gaming, beating X Game KZ to face up here against Vega. Vega was also another team who ended up, starting a lower bracket. They didn't have a very, very good group stage, and they lost against a lot of teams that they should have. And they did go up against Power Rangers around number 1. They ended up beating them, going on to Moscow 5 International, taking them out, and then they're going to be finally here at round number 3. So it is a little bit interesting, actually, that out of the 4 players that are currently in the lower bracket position, or at least in the round 3 of lower bracket position, all but one of them started off at round 1. So some very nice stuff there coming out from all these teams who may not have the greatest of group stages. Obviously, as things are currently going right now, as in with the tournament currently as a general, we are down to only 8 teams. So we're currently in the top 8, with the House of Gamers, Union Gaming, Vega, and Balkan Bears all being in that round 3 lower bracket, and they'll go on to meet in the round 4 lower bracket, Doozer Gaming and London Conspiracy. And all the way at the end of that tournament, so today, or at the end of those games, there's going to be one team waiting for them, which is going to be Aspero, who's sat there in the losers bracket finals. They did actually end up losing against Goomba Gaming 2-1, while Goomba Gaming sitting upon their throne, awaiting for the 7 others to become to 1 to see who will go up against them in the best of 5 grand finals. Let's hope. Believe this will, their guys will come back, because I've just explained the entire tournament, and yeah, awesome. As in, at the same time, as in DGM, they have provided quite a bit of cash in terms of the tournament, $10,000 in general, the entire prize pool. And I think everybody after this match is at least in with the money, or at least one game away from being in with the money. So we are waiting for the last player from Vega to reconnect. It's always the most fun pause of a Dota, because there's not really anything you can talk about per se, as in you can give your predictions as to what you might think those two teams will do, but there's not really anything you can go on in terms of their current playstyle. Like, look at that positioning by PBC. It's terrible. GG, well played. Vega win. Or maybe we can just do the usual pub mentality. There's no wards or courier. So I'm really not sure what's going on right here. And BBC are a little bit interested as well, because obviously nobody likes delays, not the players themselves. It has been an issue in the current Dota 2 scene where because the amount of games that a lot of teams are playing, because of they're choosing to attend so many good tournaments, so delays do hurt them. I know that BBC and Vega are both playing in various style of stuff, and they've still got quite a few games to finish up. So every single moment delay does, remove potential Dota 2 playing time. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the problem is he hasn't actually disconnected, he's just not there. The Pache Bashu has decided to, not pick his hero, so must have gone AFK to go do something, which is a little bit of a shame. That's doesn't sound like some good news right there, as Pasha is having a little bit of an issue right now with hopefully not something too bad. It's yeah, because obviously we all want to hope that the players are okay and from pretty serious stuff. As we did actually cast a tournament, the Board Gamer Cup for UK players, in fact, where one of the teams ended up having their carry kind of have heart palpitations and have to be rushed to hospital so he doesn't die. And obviously, as much as we all enjoy Dota or all want to watch Dota, the more important thing is that people don't die. That's a pretty important thing. It's also worth noting that as Vega and BBC go in the current, competitive scene, I'd say that BBC are basically mid tier 2 in the sense of they'll beat everybody else that isn't in that tier 2 situation. Like they'll go out and take games off stuff like Dream Team and everyone who isn't in that top tier 2, like top 30, 40 that you might put teams into. On the other hand, though, they do often have troubles against everybody else. In the meanwhile, Vega themselves have actually had some pretty nice matches, and they did actually, to get to this point in the tournament, manage to beat Power Rangers, which Power Rangers, they're not exactly an easy team to beat. They're a very, very solid squad. Well, I wouldn't say solid, but they range from being able to beat tier 1 teams all the way to losing against everybody else. And having a quick look at Vega's previous matches, they have been on a little bit of a tear against certain teams, as in beating XDD or Section 80, beating Album Sheet, beating, in fact, even beating Goomba at one point within the last month. Now, Vega, both these two teams definitely have the potential to take this match, especially with the current picks. As hopefully Pasha won't have issues going on right now. Just BBC making sure that Pasha's fine. I do actually know that Pasha means something in Russian, because there's it's a pretty common name-ish throughout the gaming. As in, obviously anyone who plays Counter-Strike will definitely know about Pasha in previously in ESC or the Golden 5, now playing on the Virtus Pro. Be interesting if Vega actually ever got picked up by Virtus Pro, then they'd have 2 Pashas. Or just have an entire team full of Pashas. Ooh, that does not actually sound very good right there. As Aussie kind of suggesting that Pasha might not be in the best situation right now. Obviously right now Vega already kind of using a 1 stand-in. Undershock right there playing under that Vengeful Spirit. He's going to be replacing Stalinia. If I said that name correctly. As I'm really not certain what's going to be happening right now, because obviously both these two teams do want to play this match, and it was played. On the other hand, I'm not quite sure when the next round has to be scheduled to be played by. It's like, I guess that DeadlyGameCup are going to want to see this tournament finish up pretty soon, as we are actually going to have him coming back, so it looks like Pasha's going to be perfectly fine. Good to hear that, as it's, we definitely don't want to see, like, players dying, because, yes. Either way, though, we are going to be going live, finally, after a little bit of a delay. Everyone's dusted up, healthy, ready to get go, so let's jump straight into this. We're going to be going with Vega. We've got Pasha coming back in, hopefully okay. Playing in that Legion Commander. Got Aussie on the Omni Knight. Going to be going down there with him as well. You got here on mid is going to be no one. Hopefully it's not no one. Undershot going to be standing in for Vega on that Vengeful Spirit. And last but not least, we're going to be having Zima. Or Zima the Slayer on that puck. On the opposite side, though, we are going to be having BBC, probably a huge fan favourite, as we've got Levy being played in that Disruptor. We've got Wee going to be playing that Invoker. We've got Ogre Magi going to be played by Solitude. Bristleback going to be played by Hacky. And last but not least, we're going to be having the Padrino on that Broodmother. And it looks like we may be setting up for 2 duel lanes. Although, yeah, we've kind of got a lot of potential duel lanes. But I'm not quite sure how I feel about this combo if that ends up happening. My guess is that Omni Knight is just there right now to make sure Pasha's going to be fine while they try and get rune control. Because rune control's kind of got a little bit interesting after the last patch. Because if you missed out on it, the runes no longer spawn stuff like haste, double damage, regen, or invisibility, but they do spawn up a nice double experience ordinary bounty rune. And you see that with that double experience bounty rune, it already gives you almost half a level, so the runes are almost more important, although a little bit more stable, in the sense that you no longer get those first blood kills entirely due to the luck of picking up a haste rune or something. Either way, we're going to be seeing both these two teams, it looks like doing dual lanes, so we're going back into the 2000 pub MMR strats, and even weirdly is that the two off lanes are entirely melee based. We've got Omni Knight and Legion Commander going up against a Ogre Magi and Bristleback, so I'm not sure how I feel about either of those two lanes, but well, I guess it's going to be a thing. Solitude obviously does have the ability to do a lot of harassment for a melee hero, just because of, you know, the amount of regen and armor he brings to the table. 6 armor, 3 regen a second at the base level, which is just amazingly huge, and that's basically Nyx level regen. As we're going to see Solitude doing actually a pretty good job here of pulling back that creep wave to make sure they couldn't get the double pull off, and that actually means that this wave is going to push quite far out here on this top lane. In the meanwhile, here in the bottom lane, we are going to be seeing a possible gank attempt coming out onto Levy. Levy may need to be in a little bit of trouble as Pache does get harassed up, but well, the Disruptor has only got level 1 in Thunderstrike, which just isn't quite enough. Legion Commander is getting some nice experience there, but the Brood Mother also doing a good job over here, picking up that fast Soul Ring, and the Brood Mother, they are going to have to work out how to deal with him eventually. They do have some tools for it, that to heal the purifications. We actually see Pache taking a little bit of damage, probably should be fine. Meanwhile, we do see Invoker, he was dived upon there by Slark, and he's going to punish him immensely, and that's going to be the first blood right there coming out for Carl. As we getting off to a very, very good start. And that's going to mean that he's going to be a huge favourite. As we see Vega trying to jump in right there, but no one's going to hit no one. That is going to be 1-0 right there. So a very nice start for we. Not quite a good start for the stream though, as missing the first blood. Now, in the meanwhile, as these two lanes are going, this top lane been mostly equal looking at it. As in the Bristleback slightly behind, but then they're a creep away behind their opposing team. While meanwhile, on this bottom lane, Legion and Broodmother are doing exactly the same. In fact, as farm goes, apart from that first kill, that's been the only real difference. We see Levy's going to take a whole bunch of damage, but Pache maybe need to be a little bit careful, as those spiders are going to be super duper annoying. Now, when you see the wall, it's going to be perfect, trapping both of them in, but the Broodmother didn't want to go for that. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. That would have definitely been a kill there onto Pache. Well, they had a heal and a repel, so he probably would have been fine, but still could have done a little bit more harassment damage. But the good news we have from these two dual lanes is that there's not going to be that much potential harassment on this Disruptor, because Disruptor is one of those supports that really does need levels. As in, his level 1 in Thunderstrike is pretty crap. His level 1 in Glimpse is got a range of 600, which is not what you're looking for. On the other hand, though, once he gets those levels up, as in level 4 on Glimpse is 1,800 range, which is absolutely amazing in terms of what you can do with that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now, one of the advantages we are going to be seeing from this Vegas side on this dual lane is the fact they are going to have a lot of ability to clear out these spiderlings. As in, there's not really going to be that critical mass ever made, just because the heal from Omni Knight, plus the overwhelming odds by Legion Commander, means that they should be able to just simply farm that up, as we do see Legion Commander's going to pick himself up a regeneration rune. Not going to do very much there, just getting bottled up. And meanwhile, possible gank attempt coming out here from Venge, under shock, sitting under his tower, and going to be trying to stop this Invoker, who surprisingly hasn't been farming as well as maybe might have expected after getting that first blood. He is ahead in terms of levels, but then only slightly. So even though he got first blood, it isn't quite the start you may be expecting for a Wii. As these dual lanes are actually pretty slow right now, which does make sense, as both these two sides don't really have the ability to kill the others. Do you actually see Semi may have made a little bit of a mistake, taking a huge amount of harassment damage, but he is going to be able to get back. And the game shall continue. Now, Legion Commander going to be able to just regen back up. And help his teammate as this ward coming out here for the Vega Squadron side is actually a really nice job, as we do actually see that No Name may be in a bit of trouble, but does manage to leap on out of there, and he's on level 6, so he can just sit in the corner, regen up his health, and then be back and ready and raring to go. Now he's at level 6 a lot faster. In fact, he's actually caught up almost entirely in terms of experience. So we do have to see no one taking a whole bunch of damage right there. Going to be able to leap away though, as we did try and do for a little bit of harassment. But if we have a quick look at the net worth, the Evoker is the highest in the game, but that was also with a first blood kills. And I do feel he should be a little bit further ahead, as No Name has been doing a very, very good job. I mean, No One has been doing a very good job, and Solo 2 is going to go down right here. He's not getting out of that. Running into the wrong rune at the wrong time. Getting stunned up by the Vengeful Spirit, and that's going to be 1-to-1, as we do see an invisibility being popped by Slark. How are they going to go use this? They did know on this BBC side that they did pick up an invis and use it immediately, and we see Invoker. Well, in fact, Vega didn't actually get back. It looks like he want to go fight there. He is going to be able to get a nice EMP off, and Vega may be in a bit of trouble. He can't even get his Shadow Dance off. Getting stunned up by the Cold Snap, but he's just going to be able to bottle up and run away. Just kiting those creep waves back to his own base. In the meanwhile, we do see that the Broodmother has kind of been left on his own, and that is a bit of a pain considering the fact that they are doing a very, very good job of just keeping those counter wards up all the time. And we are seeing Broodmother still farming up okay, only slightly behind the Legion Commander though. And that is an advantage you have, that even when you have been countered to some extent by that detection, as we are seeing a possible gank up here on top with the smoked up Disruptor, going to get popped off, but Undershock, going to get slowed up. No amount of stun's going to be able to help him, and this is going to be a nice kill there. It looks like they want to go for a second one, and we do see that Puck is maybe in a whole bunch of trouble. Does manage to orb back, but there's the glimpse done just at the wrong moment. Still a very nice try there to get 2 kills, and that's going to be 2-to-1, as BBC will take the lead for the second time in terms of kills. And meanwhile, we do see that they have to know there's a ward there, just because Vega is no longer kind of regenning up. He's now going to go sit in the thing. They have to know it's there right there, just because of his ultimate. And it's actually a very nice ward to do when you're against a Slark, just because it allows you to stop his regen from being easily applied. He has to go all the way back behind his trees right here before he can let that happen.
Regeneration!
Now we are seeing some pretty defensive play coming out right now from the Broodmother. Going to go miss though, and in fact we do see RTC maybe in a bunch of trouble. Or RT's Q. Maybe in a bit of trouble right now as we see the Broodmother's going for the kill. Can Vega be able to get away? No, the duel comes out at the last moment. Will the Spiderlings be able to finish him off? Don't think he will be able to. That duel is going to get used. No, in fact, the Broodmother does pick up that kill right there. Going in for a second one. But Pasha going to be able to just clear away all those spiders. And meanwhile, Bristleback does pick up one in return. So that is going to be a 4-for-1 lead right there for BBC, as Vega are starting to slowly slip behind. And obviously I mean slowly. I say it's not going to be the fastest snowball attempt from either of these two teams at the moment, as we're just not seeing that happening. Zuzi Pashier is being harassed upon by this Legion, but he's going to have his overwhelming odds in a few more moments, and the TP is going to mean he's going to be more than fine. Although, we do see that, no, that's not going to end up happening. Broodmother unable to get that kill right there, and the duel is back up. So, the Broodmother is going to be a little bit careful. In the meanwhile, we do have Haki just continuing to farm up, doing an okay job of it, currently sitting in 3rd position compared to the Puck, who hasn't been doing a very good job of having a great game at all. And then he's got 1k health, 1k gold, going to be trying to go towards his Blink Dagger, but sadly this dual lane just hasn't been working out for them, as we see that Solitude maybe in a whole bunch of trouble right there. Just gets stunned, but the Puck comes in and gets a huge amount of damage off. Can they pick up the Solitude before other stuff can happen? Yes, they can. In fact, they are going to be trying to go for the Puck right now. Undershock maybe in a bunch of trouble. Has the charges on him, and Hacky, can they kill him before he goes down? Yes, they can. Lovely stuff right there. Undershock manages to escape by with only 24 points of health. One more right click, one more set of spines, and that would have been all he needed. But that is going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. We do see the Slug did end up going down right there on the middle lane once again to this Invoker, who's currently 2-0-1. And also going Quas Wex rather than the Exhort build we often see. And the Quas Wex does make sense to some extent, as you've got a lot of teamfight potential coming out from Vega, so to have that teamfight counter, so to say, with the Quas Wex build, with the Tornado, as we do see Slark actually maybe in a bunch of trouble as he is going to get harassed upon. He does have his Shadow Dance once again, but not really going to be able to use it thanks to that wall that we mentioned earlier.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now in the meanwhile, we do have Padrino just sitting there, still doing an okay job at farming, and in reality we have a quick look at all the heroes who are farming, as the net worth really shows it as well. 1.5k gold lead, only 11 minutes into the game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But this Broodmother, as in the Slark's really been the only one who's able to get anything done, as he already ended up going down twice, which kind of shows how bad these lanes have kind of been going. It's like this aggressive dual lane just hasn't done much against the Broodmother to stop her farming up, with the Commander not getting an okay amount of farm, but not amazing. We do actually see that Levy may want to go for a bit of damage right now. Pache, he knows the Spiderling's there. Well, after that overwhelming odds have been used, I'm going to go in for this right now. Levy is only level 5 though, and meanwhile we do see Venture Spirit picks up a Wii. All I'm going to go for this, a duel comes out. Can they kill the Broodmother? Broodmother not going to go down inside the duel, but they are going to be trying to counter her, but he's going to be able to get away. In the meanwhile, Venture Spirit did manage to pick up a kill there onto that Invoker, so a very, very crucial kill there for coming out from Vega, stopping that Invoker from getting that very, very fast Orchid. In the meanwhile, we do see Soul Dude, currently 2-2 and 0-2 and 2. He's got his Orb of Venom. He's also going for the max level in Ignite first, so going for that more consistent damage rather than the max level Fire Blast. As Hacky and rotate a little bit middle while the Invoker's down. We do see that Slark actually takes a lot of damage right there from Hacky. As Hacky is just using the spines to harass him out of lane, and I'd say actually if you were to go 1 vs 1 matchups in this game, the Bristleback is a lot better than Slark in that 1 vs 1, just because the spines make it so hard for you to do anything. You can't nuke him down as a Slark, because we are going to be seeing possible initiation coming out here, and the dual win is going to be coming out from Pasha, diving too far. The swap comes out from Undershock, and this is probably going to be a dead dragon riding lizard thing. But either way, we see Levy trying to duke and dodge, but you can't dodge from heals. You can't dodge from the Omni Knight, as he's going to take him out, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange right there, diving just a little bit too deep from BBC, and Vega do take the lead for the first time in the game regarding the number of kills they picked up. Meanwhile, we do see a push coming out here in the middle. Hacky just being annoying, stopping that creep wave in its tracks. Now we do see Puck coming in, trying to counter this. The tower is in deny range. Can they get the deny? We do see the Tornado is going to come out, and Invoker doesn't get the last hit, but does get the last amount of... make sure his team gets that gold. As Vega is going to get forced to shadow back, and we do see the gem, or the Puck, is going to be able to blink back out of there. That makes it 5-6 right now. In reality, we do see that this is going to be a little bit slow at this point in the game, because no one's really taking that snowballing lead, and we're just waiting for those big items of some of these heroes, you know, the Blink Dagger and Legion Commander, the anything on Broodmother. Although we do see a possible gank attempt coming out here. Everyone is smoked up. Puck does have her first big item with the Blink Dagger being picked out there. And they might decide to go for this Broodmother. They do have a duel. They do pop up the duel. This is going to be their opportunity. Going to blink in. Going to go get the silence. And he goes down, even getting the winner. That's going to be the second duel win. That's already going to be 20 plus damage for the Legion Commander. Very nice stuff right there. In the meanwhile, they are going to be trying to initiate upon Vega. But he's going to jump away. And he's going to be more than fine. And in fact, he might decide to go for Levy right there. Levy kind of running out of position. Going to go get the ultimate onto him. He's going to go down. The Glimpse not going to do anything, and the Omnight's going to pick himself up another rune, and maybe a little bit of bad positioning right there, kind of running into no man's land. They had to know that something was going on thanks to the aggressive ward they have here, so probably a huge bit of a mistake right there. We do actually see that Haki trying to go 1-for-1 against Pache, but this is a huge overplay right there, as I think BBC just got a little bit overconfident at this point in the game and basically gave away 2 kills they didn't need to. And even worse, Legion Commander has her duel back up again. And also even worse, the Legion Commander just picked up a Blink Dagger. And they're usually going to initiate right now. Can they pick up? They do see the glimpse coming out, but that's actually going to drag the Broodmother further back. And in fact, the Broodmother wants to go for this right now. But they're not going to be able to. The Tornado is going to barely hit right there. The EMP is going to be enough. The Cold Snap doing the damage. The wall as well, but the Repel means he's going to be able to get out there. And the Puck comes in from behind, picks up a kill right there onto the Broodmother. And now BBC are in full retreat. But Vega don't want to chase. That is going to be 5-10 right there, as Vega, after having a little bit of a sticky start, has really made a small comeback right now. As we do see Slark going to pick up another kill onto Wee. Wee completely out of positioning. It looks like Puck's just juking and dodging. Going to be able to pick up Levy pretty easily right now. Slark is just going in for more damage. Slark is going absolutely huge. The Slark and Puck just really making their comebacks. They didn't have a great laning stage, but they did have a great 10 minutes afterwards. And in fact, it looks like Puck is gonna be able to pick up that courier as well. It had 250 goals worth of stuff in it. Not quite sure what was on there, but either way, that's a very, very nice pick up right there. So it looks like Legion Commander wants to go for a kill. Hadi gonna get that duel. Haki is very, very tanky, but not quite that tanky. That's going to be another kill there coming out for Vega. Vega are actually going to take the first tier 1 tower of the game. Well, the second tier 1, third tier 1 tower of the game, but the first one on their side. And meanwhile, they found Broodmother, who was trying to hide in the jungle, but that ward there. And this is one of the issues you do have with the Broodmother, and the fact that if she doesn't get off to a good start, if she doesn't get that pushing potential, we see that this tier 1 tower is taking no damage. That's not what you want to see when you're against a Broodmother, because Broodmothers can't really move from lane to lane that quickly. Meaning that if this tower still hasn't gone down, you can't just change up your strategy. You've got to keep going for that realistically, and the Broodmother just hasn't had a chance to be able to pick up the big spider army. Meanwhile, Slock's going to pick up another kill right there. A Disruptor is going to get taken out, and the Legion Commander is going to pause again. Hopefully, yeah, that's not good. Yeah, hopefully Pasha's okay. He says, a little bit worried. Because obviously like before, we really don't want people to die while playing Dota. And meanwhile though, we do actually have a little bit more to talk about during this pauses. We do have all these items coming out, as we are going to be saying that they're ready to go again. We've got Padrino on that Broodmother. Not really being able to pick very much up. Also currently a little bit dead, as the Slark also doing his work, getting himself a killing spree. The Bristleback managed to pick himself a Vanguard. Probably going to try and upgrade that to the Crimson Guard. Ogre Magi playing support, not really got very much. We've got the Invoker. And it's sitting here on mid, had a really good start, a really fast Oblivion staff, but then just kept getting ganked. Didn't really get a very good farm after that, and is now currently sat on the second staff, but a little bit later than what you expected. Sluxon going against Wee, he's got his double damage, and yeah, Wee may be in the horrible trouble right now. The Shadow Dance is going to save him, although the ultimate, in fact, the ultimate might be enough right there to keep him alive, as we do see that the Invoker is going to end up going down right there. Can they pick up the Slark right now? I am not certain. We do actually see that Pache going to come in, get that dual win onto the Disruptor. They're going to be going in for even more. They haven't finished, as that's going to be a 2-for-0.
The Legion is grateful. Radiant's middle tower
As the tier 1 tower is going to get fortified up, but this is going to go down unless a miracle comes out. As right now BBC just keep falling further and further behind. They start off with a 2.5k gold lead. Now it's down to a 7k gold advantage for the enemy team.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
As we even see that Vengeful Spirit, the support on the other side, has managed to even pick herself up a Urn of Shadows plus boots, which, you know, 18 minutes in is very, very good for a support player. We do see Slark manage to pick himself up a Shadow Blade, and he's been able to pick up the Ultimate Orb. A little bit interesting he went for a Shadow Blade, considering that, considering the fact that they already have a Broodmother on the enemy team, so adding even more invisibility to the game probably isn't my initial thought, as we do see that Legion Man is going to pick herself up another kill, and that's actually going to be her 6th duel win, I think. Very, very good stuff right there. They made that a 5th. Yeah, that's going to be her 5th duel win right there, as Legion Commander just getting all the damage in. Already 62 points up. She's basically running around with a free double damage rune at this point. And when you have a Legion Commander with that many dual wins pretty early on, it's a very, very painful thing. Meanwhile, do you see Broodmother trying to get anything up at the moment, as he's currently the the lowest core, in fact, in the game right now.
Radiant's top tower
being able to get
is
haste
under
rune.
attack.
Bounty rune on the Slark side. Can he pick something up? We do see Solitude going in for the damage onto the Ogre Magi, but doesn't quite manage to get the duel off. Now, meanwhile, we can also come in, but they still have the duel. That's the important thing you have to remember on this Vega squad. They've got the duel, they've got the ability to just right-click down the opposing team very, very quickly, as we are seeing a lot of aggression coming out from Vega, as they're even standing behind the enemy's tier 2 tower, and this tier 2 tower may go down right now. Looks like it is, and as Vega are going to get back. They're looking for ganks, not so much map presence at the moment, as they do have a quite considerable lead. As Brood, the real interesting thing to note about Brood is the fact that she doesn't really have a spider army right now. As in, every single time he tries to pick it up, he just gets nuked down by all this AoE damage. We see Padrino maybe in a bunch of trouble right now. The stun is going to get removed with that Dark Pact, and Slark going in for the damage. Padrino maybe in a bunch of trouble. We do see that the ultimate going to get popped by the Omni Knight, stopping all that damage, and the ultimate coming in. It's going to be pretty good. This is going to be the Slark going down right there. I mean, the puck going down right there. Undershot going to be the next to fall, and that's going to be 2 for nothing right now. BBC just collapsing upon the enemy team, and they're looking for anything else, but at the same time, Haki running quite fast away. Although, looks like they may want to go for Wii right now. Wii, can they catch out something in return? Doesn't look like it. In the meanwhile, Pache going to be super duper annoying with her, just ability to stop the Broodmother from doing everything she wants to do. Although she is going to be a little bit careful, and with this Ogre Magi also in the same area. Either way, Undershot coming in to help as well. This could be a possible gank coming out here. In the meanwhile, Wei is continuing to follow up these Ancients a little bit slowly. Might be able to get his Orchid after that. I don't think so, though. We'll be a lot closer, though. As we do see the Vega, they're starting to push down, aggress against these tier 2 towers. These tier 2 towers are looking a little bit shaky at the moment. Crimson Guard and Orchid are going to come out onto the Invoker and Bristleback. So 2 very big items right there, and this is going to be the chance for BBC to use those items to make some kind of comeback.
Radiant structures
Although talking about comebacks and the like,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
you see a possible Roshan attempt, although, yeah, Undershot may actually be in a little bit of trouble right there. They are actually going to find out this Broodmother is in the same area. The swap is going to come out trying to save Undershot right there. Going to get rid of all those lovely, lovely spiders. In the meanwhile, though, we do see Pache might be in a bit of trouble. Desperate trying to get out. He does have regen rune if he can get escape, but he's not going to be able to escape. Slark, though, picks up his first kill onto Invoker while that's happening. So that's a 1-for-1 trade effectively on this entire map, as that was a kill there onto the Invoker on this top lane. Probably slightly in favour of BBC right there, because of the Invoker hasn't been doing quite as well as the Legion Commander has. In fact, we have a quick look at all of the BBC players. I originally said it was the Slark who was the only one jumping into the top 4 during that laning stage. Now it's basically swapped around, where it's the Bristleback is the only one who's really been able to get any amount of really good farm right now, being able to pick himself up a Crimson Guard and the Mechanism.
Healing and harm.
And it looks like they're going to try and go for this Roshan, but this is a very, very slow Roshan, even with the minus armor from Undershockers. Well, Vega, they don't really have a lot of players in, or in fact, it does look like that the spiders are going to be super duper annoying. Immediately gets nuked down by Roshan, though. Broodmother going to be coming forward. We see Ozzy going to get silenced up immediately. All his mana drained. No ultimate coming out from him, and he's going to go down immediately. And meanwhile, we do see Slot going to be coming in for another one, and we do see Legion Commander picking up a kill down to Invoker, getting another dual kill. Slot is going to be the next one to fall down. And can Legion Commander be able to get out of there? Doesn't look like it. He's going to get taken out. Although, no it isn't. The call to battle isn't going to be good enough, and press the attack isn't going to be good enough, and that's going to be 3 for 1 right there. Invoker got nuked down there by the Legion Commander, but the rest of Vega didn't really have much to do after that Omni Knight got taken out so quickly. Maybe a little mistake right there trying to go for that Roshan. That's going to be, well, maybe another kill there onto the Broodmother, but she's going to be able to get away, and they're going to probably try and take out this tier 1 tower eventually, or soon. You've got to go push the wave up first. And in the meanwhile, we do see Ozzy. Looks like he's trying. Well, there's a lot of items he could be going for right now, as he's picked up his wizard staff, which can go into a Yule scepter, can go into a Force staff, can go into an Aghanim scepter. A lot of teams do like to go up against an Aghanim scepter. We see Invoker is going to be able to pick up the Puck right there. Some very nice teamwork between these two players, as obviously Puck's pretty difficult to take out. Was a TP in at the wrong moment, as we do see that. Well, the Broodmother wants to go up against Pache. As Levy is... Can he get the wall off? He's going to get the glimpse into ultimate, into wall. And the Blade Mail is doing quite a bit of damage. And the swap is going to be perfect coming out from Undershock. Somehow turning that around. The ultimate is going to get popped pretty early, in fact, by the Legion Commander. That might be enough for the Broodmother. With that ultimate being popped a little bit in the wrong position. OZ making a bit of a mistake, as I do think the Legion Commander could have been able to get out there. And meanwhile, we do see Slug in a huge amount of trouble. Gonna get nuked down by the Invoker, and the Invoker's making this comeback onto Vega. And that's going to be 3 for nothing once, well, 2 for nothing once again. This Roshan is going to be for BBC's taking. The Tornado is going to hit Undershot. He's going to be able to get away, though. Making that 40-21. But with the gold lead almost completely dissipated, as it originally started around about a 8k gold lead, now all the way down to almost nothing. This comeback coming out from BBC is truly on. As we see, we've got, well, practically hasted up with his levels in Crosswex, and going to be able to just nuke down that Puck with his Orchid. And I do think that's been the main difference in this BBC team, in the fact that as soon as they've been able to pick up that Orchid, a lot of the members on Vega can't really do anything when they're silenced up. Now both these two teams going for the items. We see Legion Commander going to pick himself up another dual win right there. And each of those dual wins is actually important. He's currently now sitting on plus 90 damage. Looks like he's trying to go for a BKB, which is a very, very smart choice against that Invoker. But either way, plus 90 damage. Just look at his right click. Lots and lots of damage. Lots and lots of awesome. As in fact, even more interestingly, we have seen Broodmother pick himself up a gem. Making sure he's always got that ability to get rid of the counter wards and just general wards. And he's actually doing a pretty good job right now of farming. He's gone from the one of the lowest cores all the way up to a 3rd place, being able to pick himself up a butterfly with a few more kills he's been able to pick up during those team fights.
Illusion.
And meanwhile, Invoker, well, he's ghost walked up. He's looking for those initial attacks. He's looking for those initial ganks, initial pickoffs that he can definitely pick off now with that Orchid, plus the huge amount of levels he's been able to pick up thanks to these one-team fights. Now, In fact, there's lots and lots of invised up heroes on both these two sides right now. And at this moment, thanks to the fact that Vega is no longer really ahead, I do think this is all going to come down to the initiation. That if Passion can jump in, take out the Invoker, or probably the Invoker is the main target she needs to be able to get that duel off onto, then Vega could be in a good situation in terms of team fights. On the other hand, though, if it is going to be BBC who initiates first and gets the good pick off with the Disruptor onto any of those key heroes on Vega, as we are actually going to be seeing that Wei is going to be sitting right next to the puck, and this puck could be in a huge amount of trouble. Now, as we do see, Sock is going to be able to pick himself one kill right there.
Coming.
As he is kind of hiding in the jungle a little bit. So Invoker's going to be able to find himself that puck. It looks like he's not really going for it yet, though. As in, we just sitting back, chilling out. He's managed to pick him. He's still not getting real items. Looks like he might be going for a very fast sheep stick with that ultimate orb. As we do see Slock is going to go initiate upon Solitude. Solitude going to get nuked down. Meanwhile, we do see Invoker trying to go huge right now. The multicast going to be coming out from there. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Very nice stuff as Invoker just manages to Ghost Walk away. Max level Wex means you move so fast while invis. He's practically got a permanent haste rune. As we do see Glimpse are going to come out. But the blink is perfect. Absolutely lovely right there. Just nuking down the opposing Disruptor. They try to go for a gank onto her. They can't turn it around. We do see the Invoker going to go down for a second time. And this is a devastation onto BBC right now. We do see that the rest of Vega are going to be able to get back. And Padrino has got that gem. He really can't lose that gem. That's basically going to be free detection for the enemy team right there. Slock's going to initiate upon Haki. Haki could be in a huge amount of trouble. But he has got a lot of potential tankability. As he's just doing so much damage with the spines. Not going to be enough though. As in fact, the Courier is going to go down once again. But it is going to be the Courier on the Vega side that ends up going down. Not sure where that was. Either way, we see RZ just farming come on middle. It looks like he went for that force staff first. Get that mobility, as it makes a lot of sense considering the fact there's a lot of mobility just going around. You kind of need that to compete and be able to keep up with the rest of your team and the enemy team. As we see, Padrino is going to have to be forced back right there. I think you can't really go up against this Legion Commander, not with their Blade Mail plus a huge amount of dual damage. 118 additional damage right now. And this is really the big thing that's keeping Vega in this late game, really. In the sense of that every single time they win a team fight or even get a 1-for-1, they're giving that Legion Commander extra damage. As we see Slark just right clicks down like a boss that tier 2 tower. And that means there's only going to be 2 towers left on the opposing team's side. As we see Vega looking in to get another gank. A Shadow Blade going to be coming in, and well, the dust comes in, so does Leap. The duel as well, the winner comes over Legion Commander's head, and that's going to be 136 damage, which is a lot.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they're just going to go for another tier 2 tower, get that gold advantage, keep doing things forward. We see Legion Commander did manage to pick herself up her BKB quite a while ago. Slark also getting that. Not being able to actually pop that yet, though, due to the fact that he doesn't have a courier yet. And Vega does actually get silenced up, but meanwhile, no one's going to be able to get away. No one's gone down yet. We see Haki taking huge amounts of damage coming up from Slark, just getting all those charges from the Essence Shift. Does manage to pop off the Shadow Dance, but he's kind of running around inside that magic damage coming out from the Disruptor. The Repel's going to be enough by Arteezy to keep him alive, but meanwhile, Pashi might be in a huge amount of trouble. The Invoker trying to go for the big plays with that Ice Wall, but it's not going to be enough. As we see Disruptor's going to be able to pick up a kill there onto Vengeful Spirit. Levy, though, should give up his... Well, he's not going to give up his own life. In fact, being able to get back. Sunstrike going to go miss, but Arteezy going to end up going down. That's going to be no one. He's... Well, can he Shadow Blade away? He's kind of still stuck there, but they don't have any detection on the opposite side. And he is going to be more than fine. As in fact, even Slark managed to pick himself up the gem as well. taking it up from that Broodmother kill. That is actually not a very good sign for this Broodmother. It's going to make Broodmother's life a lot harder now that Slark's picked up that gem.
A gift from the Tempest of Illusion.
Talking about harder things, we do see that Legion Commander got 1.9k health. And the Roshan is going to be about to be up. Well, within the next 2 minutes, depending on what the retiming is. As it looks like it's going to be 22 seconds. This is going to be a very, very fast Roche. If anyone's going to be trying to take it, though, that's the question. Because both these two teams do have the ability to punish Roshans quite hard. And we saw BBC making the comeback that they did off of initial Roshan win, so to say. As we do see Slark going in on the enemy Ogre Magi. The silence not going to be doing enough work, though. That's going to mean that everyone on BBC is going to be able to just wander back and everyone's going to be more than fine. Well, I say more than fine. We do see that the Broodmother might be in a bit of trouble. Going to get stunned up. Going to get initiated upon. The Dual Wing goes out once more. That's now going to be 154 damage. Every single Dual Win. Well, this may be not going to be another one, but it's going to be another kill coming out for Slark. And Slark is just having a fun time right now. 11, 4, and 8. He kind of had a crap early game. Banned 5 minutes around about 10 minutes ago. But after that, as in he's just been roaming around, getting all the ganks, all the farm that you could ever need. And it looks like this is going to be a Roshan kill coming out here for Vega. As BBC, although they can punish this, they can't punish a 3 versus 5.
Roshan has
So that means this is going to go down, and that is going to be another advantage command for Vega. Remember, this is only a best of one. We see Vega starting to drop that gold lead back down towards their way. If I have a quick look at the experience, it is still in their favor. In fact, it was a 14k experience lead at one point in the game. Did get brought all the way back, and now we're on the downward spiral again. Like a schizophrenic roller coaster. In the meanwhile, we do see initiation coming out here onto Solitude. Those right-click damage, is it going to be enough? Can he get the winner? Yes, he can. Another dual win there coming out, and the Gem of True Strike going to get picked up. That means they've now got 2 gems.
Radiant structures are
One for each eye, so you can see double invisibility. That's a thing, right? Did you see the tier 3 tower, the first tier 3 tower of the game, gonna end up going down. Slark, he knows he's actually pretty safe, although he is going to initiate there onto Levy, gonna get huge amounts of damage onto him, nuking him down with the Omni Knight's help. Meanwhile, we do see Haki trying to go 1 versus 5 with the help of Broodmother, the ultimate buy. Omni Knight is absolutely perfect right there. The puck doing the damage as well, and Haki is now in full retreat right now. He's very, very tanky, but is he tanky enough? Doesn't look like it's going to be. The swap is also going to come out, and that maybe all 5 going down for BBC, but he sees the buyback on to Brood. Onto the Bristleback. But at the same time, the Invoker barely gets away, but then the Slark goes and initiates onto Haki, and just look at how much harassment we do. We're even seeing Slark just focusing on the towers. They do go for the huge dual win right there, as that's going to be only the Invoker and the Ogre Magi to try and defend this base, as we see the creep wave is already pushing down through the top lane. Can Vega end this now, or will BBC hold on? It's going to be so difficult for them, and with this pick off onto Solitude, well, it's going to be even more difficult. They do have a lot of crowd control. And in fact, Slark trying to maybe press his luck just a little bit too much, taking a whole bunch of tower damage. Sunstrike is going to be able to hit, but not going to be able to do enough damage. But Slark's going to get sent back. He's going to pop a Shadow Dance, though, trying to go for the kill. This is super greedy coming out from no one. But he's going to be able to get away with it. And in fact, he wants more kills. He's going 1 versus 3 right now and winning. That Orchid is going to stop his shenanigans for a little bit, but he's going to turn around and just go for Levy right now. The ultimate coming out for the Disruptor right there. He's going to do huge amounts of damage. Can Vengeful Spirits do enough to save him? He did do enough distraction. Slark's going to be able to run away. Maybe Invoker shouldn't have focused the Vengeful Spirit right there, but you know, it did happen. He did pick up a kill, but either way, that is going to be entire set of racks. A huge amount of kills going out there. As the fight recap, that wasn't the entire fight, but that was a 2-for-1 in favor of Vega on that last end. The Vengeful Spirit ended up going down in favor for the 2 supports on the opposite side, and that is going to be just huge leads now coming out for Vega. As in 14k net worth. I'm not sure if they just hit the point of no return, but it surely is going to be very difficult, especially as they've got a pretty hard carry on this Legion Commander right now with the amount of damage she is doing. 190 extra damage, 152 base anyway. Got a Sanjin Yasha, got a Blade Mail, got a BKB. Not really sure what else you want.
I'll take that.
Meanwhile, do you see that the rest of BBC are kind of trapped in their own base? As in, Sol Dude has managed to pick himself up his Aghanim Scepter, so he's got that potential ×8 multicast shenanigans going on. But apart from that, as in we saw in Vega had that
Radiant's
Orchid
top
plus
tower has
Ultimate Orb a
fallen.
while back, but hasn't really been able to use it, being forced to buy back and, you know, just spend all this lovely, lovely hard-earned gold. And meanwhile, Broodmother trying to go for a BKB might be able to actually get it before the next fight, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to get that farm in that quick period of time. And at this moment, they need to hit a perfect team fight in order to bring this back, because Vega right now have just so much potential survivability. To see the initiation coming out to Haki, they go for the duel. He gets nuked down. The ultimate is pretty good though coming out from Disruptor, but the BKB is going to stop that immediately. BKBs do nothing. Magic damage does nothing against BKBs. We do see the Invoker also goes down, and Padrino trying to go ham. Not going to be able to do so. The ultimate coming out there from Vega, and the GG well played. Good luck in the next. So Vega, they're going to go all the way through from round 1 to the semi-finals of the losers bracket. Well, the quarterfinals of the losers bracket, where we now going to be saying goodbye to Balkan Bears, and that's going to be Vega going through to the round of 4. And we just kind of saw right there that it was mostly the Slark and the Puck with the Legion Commander with the Puck doing a lot of work right there, just roaming around, getting the pickoffs. And BBC, they had a very, very good start. I feel that they threw it away with some very, very shonky positioning. The Disruptor, Invoker, and Bristleback all giving up kills that they shouldn't needed to. And that kind of made it hard for Broodmother and Bristleback to use what they had to come in and win that game for themselves. In the meanwhile, though, this has been Banshee Casting on Rasmus TV. If you've enjoyed what we do, you can follow us on Twitch TV, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And do be sure to stay tuned, as I think we've got one more game coming up. Going to be the best of... Well, I'm not quite sure. Let me have a quick look. Nope, that's going to be our last game of the day. So, I thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and this has been Banshee Casting on Rasmus TV.